What we thought was a short list of things that are needed before drywall can go up has stretched into a month of night and weekend work. The daily thunderstorms have forced us to be flexible in the way that we approach the work, bouncing back and forth according to the storm schedule between working in the panel and pulling electric wire and chasing down the leaks in our plumbing system.
Right here, it's foaming up, and it's foaming up right there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because of these organizations?
Yes, exactly. And this goes to here, and this goes.
It would be more tidy.
I could just see it being done.
Can I have a rag?
Yes.
I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm not a professional. I'm not an electrician. I'm just a DIY homeowner who's doing his own thing. If you have any real questions about how to put your electrical system together, consult a professional electrician. When we pressurized our plumbing systems, we found that nearly every mixer and faucet leaked, which means that every one of them had to be taken off, disassembled, and put back together again. Fortunately, there are only about 500,000 other things that we'd rather be doing with our time.
It's just after 7 o'clock. I was planning to work late tonight, but I have a problem. I have to go across the mountain into the valley and hit the hardware store before they close because I'm about out of grounds in that panel. Oh, come on, buddy, let's go. I mentioned yesterday as I was leaving that I discovered I was almost out of places to land my ground. Now, I sent a text message to my electrician, who texted me back and then called me. This is a Sunday, mind you. This guy is awesome. And let me know, I could put two, by code, I can put 2 grounds in the same bar. Fully understanding that, and that's cool, that immediately solves the problem. I am going to put a second ground bar in here, and my reason for it is I just want to have it more organized. I want to have each individual line that comes in have a space to put the ground. I've shut the power off outside of the disconnect. I've just tested it to make sure there's no power coming in. Breakers can fail. It would be unlikely, but it does happen. And when that happens, that's probably real bad. All right, I've cleaned it up. You can't really tell it's cleaned up, but it was a lot worse. It could be a lot better. And it's my first one, won't be my last, but I just didn't like the way it was going, so I tightened it up a little bit. I am getting ready to put in a second ground bar. Once again, this panel is not energized. I have a disconnect on the outside of the house. I've turned that off, put a padlock on it, and I've come in here and checked to make sure this is completely unenergized. The lugs are not even on. Ordinarily, you can see it's over in the on position. You can go to the off position. It doesn't really matter in this one because, like I said, it's off. Ordinarily, when you turn it off, if this is a live panel, when you turn it off, those are still hot and it can still jack you up. So you have to be really careful. I'm getting ready to put in a second grounding bar because this first grounding bar is just about exhausted. My electrician said I could come in, I could do 2 of them, so I could double up on them, and that would be within code. And that's cool, but I'd rather have that second grounding bar. First thing I'm going to do is mount this bar. When you're driving that screw in there, it's going to strip that paint away, and it's going to connect with the box. And the box itself acts as a ground that connects to this one because it also went through the same way. So technically, you don't need to put any kind of secondary thing on here connecting it to that. However, all right, that is in there. That's rock solid. That ain't going no place. I'm gonna go ahead and put a jumper between these two and connect it into here. These two are connected, and that's connected to the ground, which is right here, and goes all the way out to the actual grounding rods outside. Well, actually, this goes out to the sub panel, which is then grounded to the grounding rods outside. All right, now I've got it in. It's in there nice and tight. I've got a nice heavy copper jumper. That's a number 2 stranded wire. No worries that I know of at this time. I'm sure if I did something wrong, you guys will let me know. And that's not a dig. I've got some great advice from some of the people watching this. Got some other stuff too. Just going through and checking everything since I pulled wires out and put them back in. Now I can move on to some of these wires that still need to be put in. Well, I don't know what the deal is with these big storms, but it's every day, it seems like, and it's hammering. I don't want to jinx myself, but it's nice and dry in here. I haven't found anything leaking right now, so I'm pretty happy about that.
After having everything so disorganized in the mechanical room for so long, being able to get everything landed and documented, properly marked in the panel, is a big victory. It may not seem like much, but this kind of thing is great for the motivation.
That's most of what I need. Everything I've got pulled is connected. I got one wire right there hanging, but that's still in the bucket. I haven't pulled it. I just started putting it up into the rafters. It's a little bit after 9. I'm gonna go out here, turn the power back on, check this out real quick, then I'm gonna go home. Water on, got the other side of the house on, everything else is turned off. Turn that off. £80 and hot water lines, 79 pounds. I set them both at 80. I had the water line, or the hot water line, just under 80. And it's been 4 hours there, so I will check to see. I'm gonna have to double check on that because it looks like it might be sitting at about 78. Before I walked out the door, I grabbed the bubble of suds and walked around and started spraying everything just to see if I can figure out where that 2 pounds of pressure went to over the course of 4 hours. And I think I found the culprit. This right here is my gauge that I put together because you can't buy one that's store-bought and ready-made. I went ahead and pulled the other gauge off of here and put this one on. And that puppy leaks. I don't know that I can scratch anything off the list yet. Nope, not yet. Most of the things on that list are this close to being scratched off. So I think one good day in here and I'll be able to take most of that list down. I gotta get back and do my regular job this week. I'll see y'all next time. You write too big.
Oh.
You write too big. Hey, don't poke that bear.
I know, it is the bear. Oh my gosh.